You are welcome back to Smart Okoson TV show. For those that think that Biafra can be stopped, this is the spirit, and it is something that has come. And as it is, it can never be stopped, no matter what. The best thing they can do, the Nigerian government can do, is to grant referendum to Biafra, so that let everyone know where he belongs to. You cannot force people to belong in a country where they don't want to belong to, in the name of one Nigeria. So I would like you people to listen to this video. Try to watch it to the end for you to understand what is really happening internationally on in the issue of Biafra, because this is not the issue only but Nigeria. It is not. It is international issue. It is something that has beyond the government. That is why no matter whatever they do, they can never stop Biafran to come. As you're about to watch the video, try to like, subscribe, and share the video to go around the world and for everyone to see what is going on in Biafra land and between the governments of Nigeria. Thank you.
We restore Biafra. Can't be changing hyenas with foxes. People who want to maintain relation. Pipes of oil are running through Nigeria to the Shell and British Petroleum gas, and people on the sides of those pipes are starving with hunger. Politicians want to come up and tell us section what, which section is hunger? Truth must be told. Talking about these new African revolutionaries, the West want to call them, these are militias, these are coup d'etats, these are what. Yeah, they are coup d'etats because leaders that you don't have control over are coming into power. Yeah, get that part right. You know, all along you've been manipulating the system. You've been manipulating the system. You give money this side, give money this side, and manage it, and boom, boom, there's a president, and the president is your puppet, and you make him sign some treaties. He guarantees you, no, you still have your business running, and you know what makes the European and the Western world angry is when you have a president in power whom they cannot control. Now let me talk about Zimbabwe, and then I'll move to the Francophone. You see, Mugabe was fine. Mugabe was beautiful because he signed and he agreed, educated. They gave him more than 42 degrees, professor, doctor. He was in good books because he agreed and set up straight and says, I will not touch land, I will play by the books, and I will obey all the laws that you want to do, because he thought that the white people were honest people, that when they tell you something, they will honor their word. And 25 years later into power, Mugabe then wakes up one morning to discover, hey, Mfethu, this thing is not what you think it is. These guys are not going to change their minds. It's a bunch of liars. It's a bunch of liars. They make you sign one thing, they decide they're doing as a country. When you look at the new politicians that are coming up into the space, Burkina Faso and Mali and Guinea-Bissau and Guinea-Conakry and Chad and Rwanda and all the Francophone countries which have been keeping the French government and the French economy running for the rest of the time immemorial and history. Now the balls are changing. New political leaders are coming into space who don't know who Macron is, who don't know where France is, who don't know where Paris is, and they are coming up with new political conversations. Africa comes first. If you look into what they are saying right there, you'll find it very interesting, because what they are submitting to the rest of the world, particularly to the French government, it is exactly what we have been saying for the longest of time, that if you want African resources, then you need to come to Africa and beneficiate those resources. If you want African, coffee, or be it gold, or be it whatever you want, make sure that you don't just grab these things and walk away, but come to the land and beneficiate those resources and make them good. So France and Benin, yes, thank you very much. Benin, Niger, and Burkina Faso, And thank you very much, Armando. And Benin, Niger in particular, stands up with a new leader there who says no more colonialism. And France gets excited. Marcon, I think, is still wet behind the ears. And he blurts out some unprecedented, no, dare you, after the coup in Niger or Niger, whatever you want to call it. You know, if you don't restore our old president, the one that we have an agreement with, if you don't put him back into power, we are going to put you on sanctions. We are going to protect our interests. That's what France is saying. They want to protect their interests. What are their interests in Niger? What are their interests that they must protect? So you need to put back the president, or else we're going to come for war. And the military general, maybe sometimes I just love the war generals, says, dare you speak war. And 2, 3, 4 other countries on the sides of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, and etc. If you touch Niger, you are declaring war, and all of us are coming out for war. And while you are on that you want to protect your interests, now we understand what war is all about. War is about resources. War has nothing to do with human rights. War is resources. Then our honorable president in Niger wakes up in the morning and whoop, chops off the gold exports to France. Boom, chops off the uranium exports to Niger. Niger remains one of the biggest producers of uranium. Cuts it off. And France is now in a messed up state, because they also cut off their gas with Russia to support America. And now, because they were hoping that they will use the uranium from Niger for their power stations to run France, now they are cut off in Russia. They are now cut off in Africa, in Niger. So you find that uranium has now become the new password for war. The Western world, they want the uranium for power generation, etc. And he says, if you want uranium, you're going to come to Niger, build the plant in Niger, and get your power from there to power yourselves in France, so that if you misbehave, we will switch off. I just love this test. What Putin did when Europe was misbehaving, he just went to the tap of gas and just turned. He didn't switch it off totally. He just turned down a little bit, and the whole Europe, people are freezing in the cold. And this guy says, if you want our uranium, you come to Niger, you put your plant right here, you build it here, and then you put your cables to go to France. And when we don't like what you're doing, we will switch off power. Let's see what will happen to your industries, will happen to your households, and etc. So France is caught between the hard rock and the deep sea. They don't know whether to now bow down to the new general, or to organize a coup d'etat and organize some insurgencies and mercenaries. And by the way, Burkina Faso and Niger, they have nothing to lose on the stopping of uranium exports. There is nothing to lose because they never benefited from the uranium. It was just being dug and sent out. So just stop it. It's not we who are going to get cold. It's not we who are going to be freezing in the cold. Africa is warm. Africa is hot. We will find other people that are interested in helping and working with us for our own development. So there we have it. In Burkina Faso and Niger and Chad and Mali and Guinea and Conakry and other countries, all the francophones are waking up to smell the coffee. If you want us to send you coffee, Thomas Sinkara, want us to send you our coffee, you're gonna come here and you're gonna put the coffee plant on the ground. Then you take it as a final product, the countries where you are. There you are. So if you want any resource from our country, you come here and you put your plant here. We'll send you the final product. See what it does to the value chain. So in Zimbabwe, we've started off the lithium embargo. No more export of lithium. Chrome must be beneficiated here. Lithium here. I'm just waiting for platinum also. Close the thing. Gold. We're going to close up even in a few months maybe. We're going to even close this export of gold out of this country. Because now we're creating a gold coin, a crypto kind of coin. So we don't even need to dig it. It is there. It is there. And the fact that it's there is guaranteed that it's there. You can create a piece of paper that you can take to the bank and you can trade on paper while our resources are remaining where they are. So people are getting intelligent. They're not as stupid. These things we've been talking about for the longest of time, or the transformation of the African space in my lifetime. I will not die before I see Africa coming together, waking up and facing up a white man. Listen to Ruto speaking to Marcon. No, Chief. What you are saying and what you are doing are not the same thing. Listen. Marcon says, no, we're talking trade. Ruto says, whoa. We are not saying the same thing. We are talking here. Behavior is different. Listen to Museveni talking. Listen to Mnangagwa talking. Listen to Malema talking. Listen to Masisi talking in Botswana, telling the Afrikaner government, the Oppenheimers, you are not going to be giving us 2, 3, 4% of our diamonds per year. We are not going to be renewing your license. Either you change the way you are doing things, or we will not renew the license. So we begin to see, yes, we still have a few African leaders who are still trying to pussyfoot around these Europeans as if they are scared of them when they see a white man in a suit. Oh, yes, boss, or boss kind of thing. Hey, but the times are changing. Times are changing. A new ball game coming on board. That's why maybe I don't support Chamisa. We are messing it up. The real politics right now, China and Russia are a transition, but they're a transition with an informed audience that now wants to begin to speak its own narrative. What is that narrative all about? It's Africa owning its resources, Africa owning its own time and destiny, Africa breaking the chains of colonialism. There is no need for any African country to be paying taxes to Europe, to America, to France, to Britain. No. The sympathy of the Chinese and the Russians is at least in the midst of the colonialism. We can now get some bridges, get some hospitals, and get this and this. Resources that we could not normally have, and in the midst of sanctions, we could not access those things. But by no ways are these lands and pieces of transactions being done at a sale point of view. These are leases, some of them 20 years, some of them 35 years, some of them 99 years, but we are not selling the land. Not again. Land is not for sale. Chamisa must go home. He is irrelevant. He is irrelevant. If he had listened to me some 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I tried to talk to him, he would not be in this mess. But he thinks he knows too much. Thinks he's more informed. He thinks he's well alert. And unfortunately, he will miss the plane. The leadership that we need, I don't even care who goes into power. Whether it is the army general, or it is the police commissioner, or it is whoever, I don't care. What I care about when you get into power, what are you going to be doing about our people? What are you doing about our resources? What are you doing about transforming our culture? What are you doing about transforming our media space? What are you doing about pursuing our own ethics and moral values? Those are the things that are important to me. So the new African politician needs to put his ear on the ground and put his finger on the pulse and understand that the people that you are now leading as African people, they are no longer just small people in the country who can say, viva this, yeah, we can see right through you. The other day, BT was on the line here. BT himself, hey, we are spooks. Yes, Tirisidoma. Don't touch me. I have people behind me who will support me. Maybe it's high time we understand exactly who is behind you and bring those people to the front. Because those are the people who want to engage and do politics with. Not doing politics in a Shidoma. Ghosts that pretend to be here, yet they are representing other people that are in the background. We want to deal with those people that are in the background. Put them to the fore. I would rather deal with a white man than deal with a black man who has been sent by a white man. So the whole of North Africa, Central Africa is on flames. And let all other African countries begin to understand it's no longer politics as usual. It's no longer politics as usual. You people who are going to be voting new leaders, don't just vote leaders because they speak well and they're good in English. Look for leaders who are clear on the agenda of the restoration of Africa, the unification of Africa, the one currency for Africa, the borderless Africa, one military base for Africa. Start talking business of the unification of Africa. We are not wasting time on these social spaces telling you these things. These things that we are telling you will come to pass. Will come to pass, whether you like it or not. For it is an era and an age of transformation. And those who resist this transformation will become part of the history of the manure at the back of the house. So start thinking, start progressing. So no more uranium. And Cameroon president, and I think he must rest. He must rest. If he's tired, he must rest and give, or else, if he, not just he must rest, he must listen. Send him the video. Maybe before he rests, he can change. We don't have time I don't care who is the leader. We care what is the agenda. Doesn't matter who is the leader. Is the agenda. Whether it is Hakainde, or it is Nangagwa, or it is whoever. The issue is not changing hyenas with foxes. It's putting a leader there who just changes the agenda. Changes the agenda. So if the Cameroonian president can get this video and say, hey, Cameroonian president, stop your pussyfooting around the French people. Align yourself with Burkina Faso. Align yourself with Mali. Align yourself with Niger and start talking one Francophone politics. This could transform the entire of the Francophone countries. So if that's what we're looking for. So it's not just change politics, change leaders, and then we run on the streets for 5 days. The leader goes there, it's still the same agenda. Even whoever is there, share the video with them. We need them to change their minds. And even my honorable friend and brother, Honorable Hakainde, I also challenge you, listen to this video. Listen very well. We need you, honorable, to start changing your politics. We understand your economics, we understand the background where you're coming from, and I truly respect you as a brother, well known to me. But in the midst of that, I don't think that all the Zambians are happy with some of the pro-West policies that you are promoting. So align yourself, because you're going to leave Zambia behind when other countries are running forward. Same message that I'll say to Masisi in Botswana, an honorable brother to me that I respect greatly. Beautiful policies that you have, but please watch out for this American base that is in your country, which is challenging our sister country in South Africa, challenging Zimbabwe and Namibia and Zambia, because you can actually kill the whole of the SADC region from your own country, Honorable Masisi. So you cannot be drinking coffee with America and America will be killing your brothers and you can still go home to sleep after that. So this is the kind of conversation we want, whether it is Mozambican president, South Africa, and Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa, you're missing it. You're missing it. You're one of the richest men in Africa. I've never seen a man who can forget that he has 40, I got it from a good source, that it was actually not 4 million US dollars. It was 40 million US dollars. 40 million US dollars. You forget that kind of sofa? You forget that kind of money on your sofa. You forget 40 million US dollars on your sofa. Whereas the road that goes to your mother's place in Venda is not tarred. The clinic that your mother is collecting high blood pressure tablets from, that clinic has no medicine. The school that you went to study has no desks and there's no electricity. and you sit there and you forget 40 million US dollars on your sofa, on your couch. Stop lying, Ramaphosa. I think you need help. You need help. And even if I see you, I'll tell you on your face. You need help, like serious help. Because I don't think you're doing black people a favor. You're sacrificing 52 million people of that beautiful country.
Oh yes, my people. This is a wake-up call to all Africans to rise up and liberate from their colonial masters. Because after the colonialism, after the colony, they get into new colonialism when they went back to their home and they start from their home and start ruling African again. So the man, he talks so many things concerning how African will be liberated, how African will rise again to challenge their colonial masters. And he also talks so much about Biafra, what is really happening, the cause and the reason why it's like the British, they don't want to allow Biafran to leave because the Nigerian is a state where they are getting almost every resources they want to get in the whole of Africa. So it's the time to wake up and it's the time to rise on our feet, not to fight against our brother. So my people, I would like you to share the video, like and subscribe. Make sure you get to every angle and everywhere. Thank you.